Hi, I'm the Free American Thinker, and today I wanted to talk about something that is actually a really a much bigger conversation, but is so important and could be argued or just discussed, I should say, in so many different ways. But this is a good grounding foundation to discuss this concept, which is, what is intellect? What does it mean to be intelligent? Very interesting to think about. You know, a lot of times, due to the structures that are in place currently and also in the past, and also just our genetic human nature to put things in boxes for us to more easily navigate successfully this planet from an evolutionary perspective, a lot of times people will try to put measurements on what smart is or what intellect is. Right? This person is smart, or this person is intelligent, or this person is dumb. Do you already kind of see how stupid that sentence is? You will understand what I mean by that by the end of this video. It is a very poor way to think of someone as either being smart or dumb. Because that is really, you're really hindering and cutting humanity short of the possibilities of what you as a soul are capable of, which is infinity and infinite creation and love and light, which is awesome. That is the whole point of the movie Forrest Gump. The guy was dumb as rocks. Everyone said he was stupid, he wasn't going to go anywhere, couldn't get above a 70 IQ, and yet he ended up meeting with 2 or 3 presidents, changing the world and expanding the consciousness of the many lives he touched. If he was such an idiot, how was he able to do that? And if someone is so smart as a scientist in some ways, how come no one ever reads their work, or nothing in the world is actually ever changed by something they might do? What intellect actually is the ability to think of something in an infinite number of ways. Intelligence is an action. It is a process. It is not a state of being. You are not born smart. You are not born stupid. You are born a human being, a soul in this body, and through habit and conscious choice, you can choose to think intellectually or be challenged to be put in a situation where you are forced to expand the mind to have to think intellectually, right? That means that the idea of an IQ is highly out of place in terms of its accuracy of representing the real potential of humanity. It is a really shortfall of a statement to say IQs cannot change. That is ridiculous, because that is putting into a box the idea of what intellect is, which is absurd, because you are an infinite being of light. You already have the entire universe in you. You are already infinitely smart. Everyone is infinitely capable of intelligence. So, the ability, when someone says, wow, this person is really smart, or wow, this is a really intellectual way of thinking, what you're really saying is this person is able to take ideas of really desperate places and rearrange them in their mind an infinite number of ways. Really, to think intellectually is to think in terms of infinity. And once you understand that, you can really expand the mind and really change your life in a lot of ways. What do I mean by thinking in infinity? I mean the idea of, let's take the Wright brothers. They were so smart, they made the plane. No. They were normal people that worked on bicycles. But they did think intellectually. What I mean by that is they said, these are birds in the sky. Why can't other things be in the sky as well? Right there, they're entertaining the idea of infinity. They are opening up thinking intellectually is the opening up of possibilities of things being arranged or rearranged in a way that are not currently arranged anywhere else in the visible sight of your landscape. They said, what if we study the surface of the wing of a bird? And what if we make that same surface out of other materials artificially and put it in the sky. Would it also fly? Because we have to remember all of the physicists and scientists, all the smart people, said it was impossible and would never happen. And they were idiots. They were idiots because they were not thinking intellectually in the sense that they were not entertaining an infinite number of possibilities. So that is important as we walk through our day-to-day life, because intellect is a tool. Intellect can be gained, it can be learned, it can be expanded, it can be grown, and it can also be shrunk. That is the power of consciousness and thinking in an infinite cosmic way. Essentially, to think intellectually is to remove or try to destroy as best as possible any number of barriers of precognitive thought that says that's not possible, you can't arrange it that way. The sooner you stop thinking like that, the instant you become a more intellectual person. As soon as you start entertaining the idea that everything is possible infinitesimally, like saying, I think it's totally possible that we could have a device in 50 years the size of this mouse, and I'll just think and it'll just create a pen and float in space. That is an intellectual thought, because you are then rethinking the possibility of what the atom is. What is the atom structure? What is E equals mc squared? That is what it means to think intellectually. To think intellectually and to, I don't like to say be intelligent, but to think in an intellectual way that allows you to solve problems or think and look at life in a smart way is really the ability to entertain all possibilities without shutting any of them down. When someone says this person's stupid, really what they're saying is this person is closing their mind to what is potentially possible. There is really no reason to think like that, or to not want to think like that, short of your ego being fearful of being proven wrong or humiliated. That is really the only thing you have to overcome. As soon as you start thinking anything is possible and can be rearranged in any way, you are now thinking intellectually. We will pursue this further because this is already a longer video, but we can go into many depths with this. Maybe this should be a part 1. I don't know. The truth is inside you. God bless.